Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing great. Today, our topic is adverbs, degrees of comparison. First, let's talk about adverbs. What are adverbs? Well, an adverb is a word that tells more about a verb, such as how, when, or where an action takes place. Basically, adverb describes verb. Now let's talk about degrees of comparison. Like adjectives, adverbs can also be compared. Adverbs have 3 degrees of comparison. Do you remember? Adjectives also have 3 degrees of comparison. The 3 degrees of comparison are positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree, just as adjectives. Let us understand each of these degrees in detail. Look at the following sentence. The boat is moving fast. This sentence simply describes how the boat is moving. Boat is not compared to any other thing. So, the adverb fast is said to be in the positive degree. Let's look another example. The cycle is moving faster than the boat. This sentence compares two things, the cycle and the boat. The adverb faster is said to be in the comparative degree. Now let us look at the third example. The airplane is moving the fastest of all. This sentence compares 3 things: the airplane, the boat, and the cycle. The adverb fastest is said to be in the superlative degree. There are a number of ways in which the degrees of comparison of adverb are formed. If the adverb is of one syllable, then the comparative degree is formed by adding er to the positive, and the superlative degree is formed by adding est to the positive degree. Let's understand this with few examples. Adverb of one syllable. The comparative and superlative degrees of soon are sooner and soonest. Cold, colder, coldest. High, higher, and highest. We have added er in comparative and est in superlative degrees of these adverbs. Let's take an example of the adverb hard, having one syllable. The adverb hard is in positive degree. The comparative degree is formed by adding er to the positive degree hard. It will become harder. The superlative degree is formed by adding est to the positive degree hard. It will become hardest. So, the comparative and superlative degrees of hard are harder and hardest. If the adverb ends in ly, then the comparative degree is formed by adding more before the positive degree, and the superlative degree is formed by adding most before the positive degree. Let us look at few examples of adverbs ending in ly. Gently, more gently, and most gently. Carefully, more carefully, and most carefully. The comparative form of quickly is more quickly, and the superlative form is most quickly. Let us take an example of the adverb beautifully, ending in ly. The adverb beautifully is in the positive degree. The comparative degree is more beautifully and the superlative degree is most beautifully. Let's use these three forms in sentences. Sarah paints beautifully. This sentence is in positive degree. Mary paints more beautifully than Sarah. This sentence is in comparative degree. Meena paints most beautifully of all. This sentence is in the superlative degree. Do note that the adverb early is an exception to this rule. The comparative degree of early is earlier and the superlative degree of early is earliest. Remember, some adverbs form the comparative and superlative degrees in an irregular way. They use entirely different words to show degree. They do not follow any fixed rule and hence have to be memorized. The following table gives a list of the adverbs that form their comparative and superlative degrees using different words: positive, comparative and superlative. Ill, badly. Worse, worst. Well, better and best. Much, more, most. Little, less, least. Near, nearer and nearest. Far, farther or further and farthest or farthest. Late, later and last. There are two things that you need to remember while forming the degrees of comparison. Firstly, the comparative degree is used to compare only two persons, places or things, whereas the superlative degree is used to compare three or more persons, places or things. Let's look at the following example. The frog jumps far. This sentence is in positive degree. The deer jumps farther than the frog. This sentence is in comparative degree. The kangaroo jumps farthest of all. This sentence is in the superlative degree and compares the three animals. The second point to keep in mind is that the things being compared in a given sentence need to be similar in kind. Look at the following examples again. We can see in the sentences that the distance that the animals can jump has been compared. So, what did we learn today? An adverb is a word that tells more about a verb, such as how, when, or where an action takes place. There are three degrees of comparison of adverbs: the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. The comparative degree compares two persons, places, or things, whereas the superlative degree compares three or more persons, places, or things. For adverbs with one syllable, the comparative is formed by adding er to the positive and the superlative is formed by adding est to the positive. And for adverbs ending in ly, the comparative is formed by adding more before the positive and the superlative is formed by adding most before the positive. An exception to this rule is the adverb early. Some comparative and superlative degrees are formed in an irregular way by using entirely different words to show degree. For example, good, better, best. The last and the most important point is that the things being compared in a given sentence need to be similar in kind. Well, this is all for today. Now, I want you all to revise this topic again and then we are going to discuss it in our class. I will see you in the next class. Stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.